security advisor, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. All right, we're live for Facebook. Soon to be live on radio.
To the Michael Smerconish program. Refreshingly independent politics. Exclusively on SiriusXM's POTUS Channel 124.
So, Sir Charles Barkley is in the house, and I'm just thrilled, Charles, to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Well, number one, I'm glad to be here. You know, I've known you for a long time. Number one, continued success. But under no circumstances should you ever be towering over me like this is a power trip.
I swear,
Guys,
it's not deliberate.
if you can only hear us, he's sitting. His seat is so much higher than mine. He's talking down to me. It's a total power trip.
So here's the thing. This is new furniture. The furniture is brand new. Okay, I didn't know how high the guest chair would be. You're not the first to accuse me of this. But before you came in, and people on Facebook Live can see what we're talking about, TC said to me, well, at least Charles will be as tall as you are when he sits in the chair.
Yeah,
but
nice
even
try.
you're complaining.
No, I'm not complaining. It's a power trip. I'm going to have to be careful what I say, so you might yell at me.
No, will not happen. Listen, let me get to the real important stuff first.
Yes.
I bought the pay-per-view for Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. By the way, I love them both. I didn't know for which one I wanted to root, but I was so into that. My one regret is I would have rather watched you and Samuel L. Jackson mic'd and playing. I would pay money to watch that. That has to be a laugh for 18 holes of golf.
Well, it is. I'm so fortunate to work with Sam doing the Capital One stuff, and they were a big sponsor of this event. And I would have had. I wish they had used us more on course.
Me too.
Because Phil has got a personality. Tiger's got zero personality. Tiger's the greatest golfer who ever lived. He got zero personality, and he would not go back and forth with Phil. And I tried to tell my boss, I said, Tiger is never going to let the world in and have fun. He's not built like that. Like I say, the guy's the greatest golfer ever lived, but he got zero personality. And like I say, Phil's got a great personality, but he had nothing to go back and forth with. So it was really boring just watching them two play golf. And they played really bad golf.
But it went late, and it had excitement at the end. I know some people lost the feed. I didn't lose the feed. I kept the feed the whole time.
Yeah, it was weird. I think I was talking to my boss. I think we lost like $30 million, but they ended up giving it to everybody free. So I didn't ask him who they fired.
Right.
If you lose $30 million, you got to fire somebody, even if they're a relative or a friend. They got to go.
What's it like when you golf with Samuel L. Jackson?
I haven't played with Sam in a long time because Sam is first of all, he works more than any person in the world.
Right.
But he's a really good golfer. I just play to smoke cigars and drink.
God, that's what I want to do.
I mean, I do. I just, like I say, and you know the thing that I always laugh about people always give me a hard time about my golf game. But you know where they're giving it from me from? At work. Like, they're at work, so they should be happy for me. But, you know, Sam is a hell of a player.
I just got my first handicap.
What is it?
First time I got a handicap, 27.
Oh, I want some of you.
This is the first I've revealed it.
Yeah,
this is the first I've revealed it on air. I mean, 27 handicap.
This is the first time I said I want some of that. I want some of that. Hey, we need to play together.
I would have a great time.
Listen, I always have a great time. I mean, the difference in living in Arizona is beautiful scenery, but it's like just beautiful. I love being in Philly. Out there in these great classic courses, these trees everywhere. I love to walk when I play. It's 5 hours of just talking trash because, you know, most of the guys I play with are old has-beens like me, and we just harass each other the whole time. That's the closest we can get to competition, and I just love being out there.
And your game is as bad as you claim it is?
It's getting better.
Oh, it is.
I think I can't play consistently good, but I played better in the last year. I got a new teacher named Stan Utley, a guy I met in Phoenix the last couple of years, and we're trying different things. I've had some of the best teachers. Hank Handy's amazing. Butch Harmon's amazing. I work with both of those guys quite a bit. But Stan is really trying to simplify my swing because I just got too many swing thoughts going on, to be honest with you.
So the last time I saw you, we were in Detroit.
Yes.
I was there for CNN. Why were you at the Democratic debates?
Well, I want my boss invited me, Jeff Zucker, and I wanted to go and see one.
Gosh, I don't think of him as your boss, but of course he is. He's
Yeah.
both of our boss.
Yeah. He's the big boss, and he invited me, and I'm like, and we're trying to get to know each other. He just took over,
Right.
And I enjoy spending time, and I want to see a debate in person, because I've watched them on television, obviously throughout my time, but watching in person is totally different. I think the format sucks, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Too fast.
It's too fast, and what I suggested, and hopefully they would do, like, why not do a town hall with every candidate? This one they had 20. They still got too many with 10. Because, when you're it's worse in person, interrupting and trying to get your point in, and half the people don't get to talk. So I thought they should do a format where, like, every night, I mean, we got nothing to do every night, but do, like, a sit-down town hall with every candidate and give them like a couple of hours to answer all the questions so people can get to know them. You're not getting to know anybody in a debate because you're trying to get zingers in, you're trying to get your policy out there, and when you had 20 and now you still have 10, it still doesn't work. Because I was supporting Julian Castro and Pete Buttigieg in the beginning. I like both of those guys, but they never get to talk. And I would love to see them get a town hall where they could really talk about policy and you get to know their personality.
Did you think that Julian Castro in the last debate, the one that was in Houston, I guess, ABC, where he said to Biden, did you forget? Mm-hmm. Did you think he crossed a line and really was attacking his age?
Well, two things. Number one, Kamala Harris attacked him the first debate.
True.
Nobody complained. But also, if we can't ask the president tough questions, he can't be president. I think anything's fair in a fight like that, and that's what a debate is. Like, you can't, like, you're trying to get your point out there. If somebody screw up, you got to call them on that. I thought the media overreacted. I thought they really overreacted. But because they didn't say anything when Kamala went after him in that first debate. And it was very interesting to me sitting back watching how everybody got mad at Castro when he went after Biden. And listen, you should be able to ask a guy running for president tough questions. Because even the second debate that I went to, they went after Kamala Harris pretty hard about her record on prison reform and things
Right.
out in California, and nobody complained.
Right.
So that's one thing I don't like about the press. You can't have selective prosecution. Like a guy you like or a guy you dislike, you don't treat them differently. That's one of the reasons I think I've been successful on television. I treat everybody the same. I'm not always right, but I don't treat a great player worse than I do a bad player or a guy I like, because we obviously like certain guys more than others. The one reason I think I have worked on television, the fans tell me, they're like, you're fair to everybody, and I think that's important.
Charles, how are you? I hope you don't mind my asking this. How are you registered today?
I'm an independent.
You are.
I have never, to be honest with you, I supported, I forget his name right now, the governor of Ohio, John Kasich.
Yeah.
Kasich was the first time in my entire life, I've ever leaned toward Republican. I really liked him, but that's the first time ever.
What did you like about him?
I thought he was smart. I didn't like any of the Democratic candidates, to be honest with you. I want to say this, and I want to make it clear, because I think Hillary Clinton is accomplished, probably maybe the most qualified person to ever be president, but she didn't resonate with me. Like, I think my vote is important and significant. I'm not going to just vote just for the hell of it. And I liked Kasich. And I've had my friends say he couldn't win. I said, it's not the point he can win. Your vote's important, and it's your vote. It's the only one you're gonna get. They're like, well, if you that's to take vote away from Hillary. I didn't want to vote for her. I mean, she's an amazing lady, but I want to connect with somebody if I'm gonna vote for them. See, one of the things I hate about this whole political BS is this liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican fighting points. Like, listen, your book is perfect. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. There's just a bunch of people in politics right now that just make me sick to my stomach. Like, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I just Because there's nobody I disagree with on every subject.
I agree.
That's what frustrates me on watching TV every night.
Charles, this is my pet peeve. I don't know people in my life like the people I see on TV.
Yeah.
I don't know people. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a function of where I live, but I don't know people who see the world entirely through conservative
Yeah.
or entirely through. It's a mixed
It's,
bag.
it's impossible.
Right.
It's impossible to say, well, I think one way on every subject.
Agreed.
Or I'm going to argue like, well, I'm a liberal, I'm just going to hate conservative. And that's all I see every single night on television.
Yeah.
That's like yesterday.
It's like
when
pro wrestling.
Yeah, like when I was watching Lewandowski. Like,
You're right. Corey Lewandowski
and
yesterday.
I'm sitting there like, this guy's going to stonewall the Democrats.
Right.
So nothing's going to get accomplished.
Right.
And I'm sick of hearing the word impeachment too. I mean, if I hear anything else about impeachment, I think my head gonna explode. Let's give it up. Trump won the presidency. He's been in there. Let's get ready for the next election. Quit wasting the public's time, energy, and effort. Let's get it on. Try to find a candidate. But I'm so sick of the Democrats just trying to stonewall everything. The Republicans did the same thing with Barack Obama. And the only people lose is the people.
Right.
That's the only people who lose.
I know from reading in about Charles Barkley, you never thought in your lifetime you were going to see a person of color as president. Obama wins, and I know that you think very highly.
Yeah.
You interviewed him early on.
Yes.
You look at what's going on now, and how do you see it all shaking out?
It's been sad. It's been sad to see how much hatred, anti-Semitism has reared its ugly head in the last couple of years. I don't know if President Trump makes them feel more comfortable, but just watching, and obviously I'm watching, man, I just feel like, man, like I say, I don't know if it's new. It's got to be new because I don't remember this much animosity and hate. I mean, we've always had disagreements, but since President Trump got in there, I don't blame everything on Trump because this notion that just because he's in there, listen, he ain't gonna make people racist or anti-Semites. Those people have been feeling like that. I mean, maybe they feel more empowered to do it, but just because he's president, if you thought that, you've been thinking that all along. And I've just been sad because I truly believe in good over bad. I do. I believe there are more good people than bad people. I'm always feel like that. But this thing that's happening now it's frustrating because I just feel sadness. Because we're the greatest country in the world. Do we have problems? Yeah, we got problems. But this is the greatest country in the world by far.
No doubt. I want to just say one thing because I agree with I agree with everything, frankly, that you've been saying. But the last point that you made, for people who think, well, we're going to vote Donald Trump out of office in 2020 and all will be well, I make your observation. There were 40-some million Americans who cast a ballot for him, and they did it for a reason.
Yeah.
They're pissed. They're not happy with the way things are going, and those sentiments are still going to be around us.
Well, I think a couple things. I think that a lot of those people are upset. First of all, I don't think everybody who voted for Trump is racist. I think some of them are. But I don't think everybody who voted for Trump are racist. But this thing started way, way back. When we started shipping all our jobs overseas many, many years ago, it was really going to have a negative effect in the long run. You notice now that all these malls and places are closing because people are doing all their shopping online. That has a negative effect. So it's like we're just gonna have some issues that, like, I'm paying attention. All these stores are gonna close because people are doing all their shopping online. That's not the president's fault. It wasn't Barack's fault. It won't be Trump's fault. Like I say, but we started shipping all our jobs because it was cheaper.
Right.
Going back 20, 30 years. And now there's a cumulative effect. And now we're trying to get it all back from China. And they're like, no, we like the way things are going. We got pretty much everything that's made in the world is made in China because it's cheaper. So, I think it's too late to put the toothpaste back in the tube. And
I know you get asked this every couple of years, but I may as well ask it again. Do you have any desire, any willingness I think leadership is needed from independent thinkers. So here you are. You're a guy who's got a huge profile. You are an independent thinker.
Yeah.
I've heard you discussed as an Alabama gubernatorial candidate. But is there any shot?
You know, Mike, I really thought hard about it the last couple of elections. But you know what I don't want to do? Go to work and fight with people. And like I say, I hate to use that analogy again, but I don't know if you can put the toothpaste back in the tube. I think for the last few years, going back before President Obama, going back to Bush, these parties, and let's get one thing, they're both full of crap.
Right.
They're both full of crap.
No doubt.
You know,
I too am an independent.
Yeah.
I was a Republican for 30, so I had to get out. It's not the party I signed up for.
And it's so funny. A friend of mine sent me a text the other one of my quotes about voting Democrat. I said, black people, and I'm one of them, we voted Democrat our entire lives. And other than the simple fact that I can dunk a basketball, every other person I know who's a Democrat is still poor. Like 50 years later, I'm 56 now. I says, they haven't done anything. Even when I campaigned with Doug Jones in Alabama, I said, Doug, I'm going to support you, and I'm going to try to get every black person in Alabama to vote for you. And it worked out. We won for the first time in 40 years. But I said, we need to start holding you Democrats accountable.
Right.
Because
good point.
They've been taking black people's votes, and they only talk to black people every 4 years. All these politicians only talk to black people every 4 years because they want their votes. Oh, actually, the Republicans don't. The Democrats do. But when they get elected, they do nothing in the 4 years in between. I mean, you know, people always talk about Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, white, black. America is not divided by policy. It's divided by economics.
I need a very short break with Sir Charles Barkley. Let me ask you if you're up for something. We're doing a Facebook Live right now, right?
This is my first time on Facebook.
Okay, so are you okay if during the 2-minute break, TC, pay attention because this involves you.
Paying attention.
If we keep the Facebook Live hot, you see what I have on the table behind me?
Oh boy.
Oh, Rock'em Sock'em Robot?
Yeah.
You know, that tells me how old you are.
Well, same age as you.
Hey, I know, but I'm telling you something.
Right. But may I invite you to a quick game during our very brief intermission?
I remember the tagline. I would love to knock your block off.
Do you want to be the red rocker or the blue bomber?
Let me be the blue bomber.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. We will be back right after this.
Let me knock your block off. That's hilarious.
All right, we're still
All right, we're
live.
still
You
live.
got to film this.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here you are.
All right, I'm filming.
Charles is the blue bomber.
All right, come on over. Here we
Oh
go.
my God. This is hilarious.
Okay, wait a second.
Wait, TC, make sure you're.
Okay, hang on. I can't
Are
see
you-
it. No. I gotta go back. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
I'm just warming up for a
All
second.
right, you guys
Okay.
warm up. You practice. You can practice.
Wait, first of all you do is push the buttons.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready. I just wanted to be loose. You
Okay,
ready?
ready?
Let's go.
Hey,
Charles is very deliberate in how he goes about this.
He's an athlete.
He is,
yeah,
isn't
used to
he?
be.
I'm like Mike Tyson.
Huh?
Don't make me laugh. I'm gonna shake the camera.
We suck.
There you go.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Both
That
of
was at
them.
the same time.
Wow.
A draw. It's a draw.
Here,
That's
coming
funny.
in. Coming in close. Coming in close.
Oh, hysterical.
There we go.
Oh, the same time.
Oh, man. All right.
All right.
He got
hang
me on the chair,
I
too.
see that.
Yeah.
All right. Still on live. Does that look okay? All right. Good. Okay. 90 seconds. Got it. 1 minute. 1 minute. 30.
What is this, Dan? Baya esta cumbia. So, Sir Charles, one day a week we use bumpers from, it happens to be Julian Castro Day here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these are all songs we're using from what he plays at his rallies.
Okay.
So, Imagine Dragons, Creedence, Calle 13, Gloria Estefan, Lenny Kravitz, Selena, Tracy Chapman. These are all his tunes, just by coincidence.
I actually love that collection of different types.
What are you into?
I'm an old Motown guy.
Really?
I listen to old Motown more than anything I listen to. I'm too old to be listening to a lot of rap. The rap I listen to is old school, Cool Mo D, Public Enemy, Jay-Z in the day. But most of the time, I'm a Motown guy.
For the record, Rock'em Sock'em ended in a draw. I mean, it seemed like both of them went up at the same time. I'm going to look at the tape, because I do have tape.
And it seems like we both suck at it, too.
Yes, we definitely do.
Yes.
I'm out of shape when it comes to Rock'em Sock'em. Hey, the 76ers unveiled a statue of you this week. You had some funny comments to make about it, but come on, that's pretty cool to be immortalized.
It was really awesome. I want to thank the entire 76ers family. It was cool. You know, Michael, coming here in 1984 and to see my life now, it's been an amazing journey. And I can't thank the 76ers enough. The most important person in my life, other than my mother and grandmother, is Moses Malone. He took me under his wing. I wasn't getting to play early in my career. And I said, Moses, why am I not getting to play? He says, you're fat and you're lazy. So I'm not sure how to take that. He said, which part? I said, both. And he said to me, Charles, you can't play at 300 pounds in the NBA. And one of the greatest players ever said, he said, you got great talent, but you can't work hard enough. This guy took me on his wing. We lived in the same building. And he made me lose. He said, let's lose 10 pounds. I went to 290, 280, 270, 260, 250. I actually got to 240, but it was I didn't feel strong.
How did you do it?
Just working out. He worked me out before practice, after practice, and I had to eat a little bit different. And losing that 50 pounds changed my entire life. And I called him Dad, and he was the biggest influence. You know, we had other guys. Dr. J was great.
Sure.
Bobby Jones, Marie Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Clement Johnson, Clint Richardson, Billy Cunningham, who's been a mentor to me to this day from a financial standpoint. But Moses, if he didn't make me lose that weight, I wouldn't have been a great player. Because you have because I played at 300 pounds in college and I had all the success, but you can't play like that in the NBA.
Can I just attest, as someone who has spent his entire life in a 50-mile radius right in this area, that this area, I can't think of someone as beloved as Charles Barkley in this area. If there's another person out there, TC, I can't think of anybody that the area feels such kinship with as
Universally.
Charles.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason is, number one, thank you for the kind words, because I haven't moved out of here since 1984. You know, I've been within a 10 to 15 minute radius of here since 1984.
Unbelievable.
Even when I was playing for the Suns, I came back here every summer. And you know, this area is one of the best areas around Bala Kenwood, Lower Marion. And like I say, I got here in 1984, and I've been here my first 8 years I was here all the time. But even when I got traded to Phoenix in 1992, and even to this day, I come back here every summer. I got so many people that grew up with me. Because, you know, I was a little kid from Alabama. So I don't know a single person when I come here. And my neighbors over at 191 and my Armenian brothers, Ronnie and George, so Neil Hartman, Howard Esk, and those guys, I just met those guys at Random Strengths in 1984, and we've been friends since then.
It's amazing.
And Philadelphia, you know this. We've got probably 5 to 7 of the top 25 golf courses in the world.
So why would you leave?
We can't leave here, especially
Right.
when you get nothing to do.
So let me go back to where we began. Golf.
Yes.
I would love to get you out. I told you, I am a shitty golfer, but I
Okay.
love smoking cigars.
Oh.
I definitely love having a couple of beers.
Yes.
And I keep score, not as much as I used to, by how many balls I lose per nine.
Well, see, the good thing about being rich and famous, all the free stuff you get, I got enough balls for me and you, your kid, my kid, and their kids, and their grandkids.
Good.
You know, I listen.
Let's do it, please.
Listen,
Before you go to Arizona,
yes,
let's make it
I
happen.
don't take. Listen, I don't turn anything free away.
Good.
And Nike, you know, back it was Nike. So I got enough Nike balls, even though they don't make clubs anymore. I got enough balls for us for the next 10 to 20 years.
Perfect. Let's do it. Hey, it's an honor and a privilege to have you in studio.
No.
I hope you'll come back. I know we've wanted to do this for a long, long time, and it's lived up to all my hype.
Well,
so thank you.
let me say this. I want to thank you for having me, but also I watch you religiously, and I always send you text. And man, I'm just proud that you just not one of these idiots who are brainwashed and no, I've got to be to the left. I've got to be to the right. No, you have to have common sense and free will.
Cut the tape. Thank you for that. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, my brother.
Back in just a moment. And we will